Wareham travels to Old Rochester Friday night at 7:30 for the annual Cranberry Cup game. And both teams are looking to drink from that cup to wash out that sour taste in their mouth from last week.
Yeah. Well, Wareham finally got in the win column 2 weeks ago, but they couldn't put a win streak going last week against Fairhaven. They ended up losing 20-8 in that game, and turnovers. That was the bottom line. They had 3 first half turnovers. They fell behind early, and they just could never recover in that game. I know they did Fairhaven scored once in the first half, and then they kept them off the scoreboard until late in the game. So the defense was pretty solid in that performance, but the turnovers and just the offense wasn't able to move the ball and have success with that. Mike Labonte, he had I think it was over 100 or close to 100 rushing yards, and he had a touchdown. He led the ground attack for Wareham in that game. But Wareham's going to come to play. It's a big rivalry against Old Rochester. It's one of those games. Not to say you throw the records out, but they're going to be excited, the Vikings, to play Old Rochester, a team that also has been struggling as of late. Bulldogs that opened the season 3-0. They've lost back-to-back games to Voc Tech I guess it was 3 weeks ago because they had a bye, and then last week they lost to Dighton Rehoboth. In that game, it's kind of tough because Henry Quinlan after the game had told Brendan, one of our writers here, that if you want to lose, this is how you want to lose. It's kind of an interesting thing to say, but they played well. They were able to move the ball. They just weren't able to move the ball like outside of the 30s. I mean, you can move the ball, and then once they got close to the red zone, they were having trouble. I think they only got in the red zone once in that game. The touchdown came on an Alex Aruri 50-yard bomb to I think it was Hunter Cooney. That was the only score. And in games where Old Rochester's had success this year, I keep saying it, Darian Dumont is the workhorse for them. And this time he was held to 27 yards on 12 carries. That's not going to get it done. Ethan Leza, he did have a big performance. He kind of came up strong. He had 14 carries for 77 yards last week. But really, you got to get the ball in Darian's hands and just let him, create. And I'm assuming Dighton Rehoboth keyed on him as well. But some other guys are going to have to pick up the load there a little bit. And Alex had the one touchdown pass, but in order to keep teams not, have everybody in the box, they have to throw a little bit more, Old Rochester. So it'll be interesting to see who can bounce back. It's been two straight losses for the Bulldogs, another loss for Wareham, which only has 1 win this season. So
the Route 6 rivalry continues Friday at Old Rochester. That game is at 7:30 p.m. You can follow along with everything on Twitter at SC_varsity, or you can join in the conversation about the game using the hashtag SCVfootball.